Hey there, do you sometimes get to a makeup job and find yourself rummaging around through your kit trying to find certain products? Do you sometimes worry that you might injure your back carrying your heavy makeup kit up and down stairs when you're going to jobs? Hey there, I'm Sue Louise. I've been a freelance professional makeup artist for 19 years now, and I'm passionate about helping other makeup artists become more successful freelancers. This week's video is all about how to set up your kit, setting your kit up so that you can work quickly and efficiently. So today I thought I would go through my kit, how I set everything up, and I always set up my kit pretty much the same way, depending on the space that I have. Sometimes, of course, we have more of a square space, sometimes it's longer and skinnier, but I always try and set up my kit pretty much the same way so that I always know where everything is. Everything has a place, everything's in its place, and I can grab it really nice and quickly. So let's turn around and go and have a look at the products. So this is pretty much the way that I set up my kit every time I go to a job. And as I said, what this allows me to do is to know where everything is. Now, since COVID came, I've changed the way that I set up my kit. Over here, you'll see this is a bag that I have, which is full of all of my palettes. So eyeshadow palettes, brow powders, blush, all my powder palettes. That bag pretty much sits there untouched for the most part now. I used to have all of my palettes open out in front of me here, but of course, since COVID came along, we need to keep all of those things covered. What I'm using a lot more now are loose pigments, and they are in this green container here. Now, the reason I love this container, and this is actually just a Tupperware, I think it's for like cold meats or something. The reason I love this container is because the little pots fit in there really well, and they're right about the correct height too. So what I'm finding is when they were just loose in a bag, that I'd be getting a lot of the powder in the top of the containers, and then when I'd open them up, it would spill out everywhere. But so it's a lot better now. So I'll keep the lid on there, and then for each person, I will just take out the particular colors that I'm going to use. And then at first I was simply putting those powders onto my normal tile palette, which you can see here. But now what I'm using is this little paint palette here. So this is a 6-well paint palette, and I just bought this at Officeworks. So I think you can get these at any art store. And this is really great for putting those powders in. And then pretty much everything else has its own place as well. So I'll just move along and just show you what I have where. So along this side, this is things that I reach for most often. So you want to have these sort of things close by. So that's things like tissues and disposables, my tools. So in this bag, I have things like my scissors, my tweezers, pencil sharpener, all those sort of things, hair sectioning clips so I can clip back my client's hair. They're all in that bag. That all stays closed too. And with COVID, it's important that we keep everything as closed up as possible. I do have separate disposables in a box there, but if you've watched my other video, you'll know that I do, for each person, carry a little separate plastic Ziploc bag with disposables just for that person. And I'll link that video down below so you can go and watch that one if you haven't watched that before. The next bag contains all of my skincare items, powders, hand sanitizer, brush cleaner, various things like that. The back one I've already mentioned is where I keep all of my palettes. Across the back there is where all of my foundations and concealers live. So I have several different foundations in there, different formulations of cream and liquid foundations and concealers are all in that one. Then this bag here, that contains all of my lip products. In there I have a whole bunch of liquid lipsticks, and I have normal bullet lipsticks, which I've depotted into one of those view set boxes there. And then the next one along is where I have all of my individual lashes, so they are kept in that bag. Again, these bags are kept closed. And then this case along here is one of my favorite makeup items. This is a quad case. So in that one I have blot powders, I have all of my mascaras and eyeliners, some more powders, and then in the very bottom one, which you might be able to just see just there, I have all of my lip pencils in there. And having everything in these pouches has been really helpful too, because I can store like items in the pouches. So everything's always there that I can grab it when I need to. So there you have it. That's how I set up my kit. And if you saw in my other COVID safe kit video, you'll know I talked about my beautiful floral shopping bag in which I keep a whole bunch of other COVID safe things. So I carry that bag along, and that's where I carry all of my separate brushes. So because of the new regulations and keeping everything safe, and I've bought these beautiful pink glittery little pencil cases. So again, they were just from Office Works, so I guess you could get these at any art supply. But in these is where I have a set of brushes for each client. And I've got it down so that I'm working with, I think it's 14 brushes. I was trying to go to 8, but I think I'm working with 14 brushes, which I will just pop into the brush cylinder when I start, and also, as I mentioned, the little baggie with all of the disposables. And then at the end of each client, they will get put away, and I'll bring out a new set of brushes. And the other thing that I'll do after each client is spray over and wipe over with the tissue all of the products that I've used. So for example, these little powders will get sprayed. Obviously the tile and the little 6-well palette will all get cleaned off, either with alcohol or with an antibacterial wipes. So there you have it. If you have any questions about setting up your kit, about how you can be able to work more efficiently, please pop your questions into the comments box down below, and I will make sure that I come back and answer any of those questions for you. If you've enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, then please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so that I can bring you more great content. And of course, don't forget to hit the bell so that you're notified next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.